sea living nature could gain if several decommissioned oil drilling equipment were leftward on the sea cot, a examination says. The challenge is the usual whys: how the seabed should be recovered to its untouched country while a equipment's lifetime ends. The document says above the 30-year life expectancy of an oil equipment, creatures include frequently colonized the pattern to shape a reef. It says the synthetic aerial can be more than precious rather than the unique sea floor. It can as well defend sea creatures of fishery. The document of the College of Technique in Sydney, Australia, is relying on an examination of 40 experts of scientific community, by the government and consultancies. Their attention was on the Polar Sea, but the authors say the principles are appropriate everywhere. More than rather than 90% of the expert reviewed told governments should leave the concept how oil drilling equipment should ever be remote. Instead of, down there should be a more than versatile, instance-by-instance attitude to decommissioning. It warns how the trial of removal the drilling equipment can be injuring to the environmental in its own order. This polar sea is not a nature environmental for difficult structures, and outgoing drilling equipment down there is a distort of the ecological system. A lot of plasticity glass container accumulates sea lifetime, but not one is disputing we should build more than. We should be cautious of proposals how sea love a easy way of oil companies avoiding their liability to pure up following themselves. But David Johns, chief of the planktonic video recorder examination at the Sea Biologic Associate and company author of the document, told it was period for a de-think. He told repeated factors had to be undertaken in expense while decommissioning. He told, down there as necessary to be a instance-by-instance assessment. These sites can be refuges for lot-by-threat organisms. And the natural present of a submarine sea pattern framework fishery force in the regional region. If the received information are adopted by governments, it would propose a finance blessing to the oil production, and as well in next to the breeze production, that will expose as such decommissioning issues as gas turbines year. Expenses are alleged at Euro 50-100 bn, of that Europe's governments will include to pay more than rather than 60%, due to tax redemptions and company ownership. In the next, several 10,000 to 20,000 current and next breeze gas turbines will include to be remote in a such path. One of the partners in the new paper was Polar Sea Futures, run by an environmental advisor, Annemette Jorgensen. She told the Vanishing Lophalia common cold water supply coralline in the Polar Sea emerging to be with the drilling equipment to colonize new areas. The rig remove discussion has been vivid in the U.S. Bay of Mexico, wherever officials inspired a drilling equipment to reef program. The involves cut off the rig of its foundations and tow it to wherever it will do a helpful reef, or cutting off the top of the rig and each placement it onto the sea story or tow it to else website. The question is susceptible in the UK, wherever down there was an enormous fight in the 1995 above a Polar Sea oil shipping beacon named Brent Feldspar. Membrane requested to manage it in the profound sea, but Greenpeace won a social fight to get the pattern inclined of on Earth, disputing how firms should person the identical rules as individuals while it comes to price dumping in the ocean. The led immediately to the imposing of the rules how yet use present.